2 days ago I made a video discussing what happened on World 47, where it was a normal world and then a system update started to happen. They were doing maintenance on the worlds, and during that World 47 was changed to a Deadman mode world 2 minutes prior to the update, so everyone was still logged in, meaning that players could be attacked and lose their items and stuff. And that did happen. It happened to 3 people. This is one of the guys. The guy on the screen right now, he goes by Dale Mash. He was like the focus of the video, just talking about him. The screenshot I showed in the last video of someone losing a twisted bow was actually a fake screenshot. It got up to the top of Reddit on the Old School subreddit, claiming that this is what happened on World 47, but that was fake. It was actually a screenshot from like the start of the year or something. It wasn't real, so apologies for that. But 3 people were affected, and Jagex has gone and done something I was not expecting. I don't think anyone was expecting Jagex to do this. They reimbursed this guy on screen who lost his items. He says he lost about 35 to 40 mil worth of items, and shout out to Fox Freedom. He actually offered to pay the guy his money back. He was probably expecting Jagex not to do that, so he was going to step up and do it himself. I think Dale Mash ended up declining Fox's offer, but still a nice thing to do. But then Jagex also stepped up in this recent update here. It's Thursday. Over here on RuneScape I saw the system update, so I was like, hey, I'm going to go check what the update is. And I read this: recent issues in the Deadman world changes. On Tuesday there was an issue related to the world changes. Okay, we already know about that. It was turned to a Deadman mode world 2 minutes prior before it should have been. So during the Deadman mode World 47 bug, 3 people died. They claim here they investigated and 3 people were killed during this 2-minute period. 2 of those accounts are currently under investigation with our anti-cheating team for suspected macro. Were these 2 accounts already being investigated with their anti-cheating system, or did their names pop up from this 47 bug or whatever you want to call it, and then Jagex were like, hey, are these guys bad guys? And then check. If these guys lost a bunch of items and a bunch of XP and a bunch of pets for macroing, if it's major macroing, they've bought their whole account, then it's like, okay, don't give them items, these guys cheated the game, you know. If these 2 guys done something months ago, years ago, and it wasn't a big deal, but they lost their 10 most valuable items in their bank, they lost XP and whatever they had on them at the time they died, I don't really think that's fair to not reimburse them like you did the other guy. I'm going to be honest, on the account I use right now, back when RuneScape became HD RuneScape, it was like years ago, I botted to 60 Runecrafting on that account because a minigame came out. I'll research it right now. The Runecrafting guild was released back in 2008, and that's when I botted to 60 Runecrafting back in 2008 because I liked the minigame that came with it. It looked really fun. I think I saw a video on it or something. It came out with that Runecrafting minigame where you would go to all the different altars and like face other players and like try and craft a bunch of runes as quick as possible. It was something like that. I can't really remember, but I really enjoyed that. So I botted to level 60 Runecrafting to play it. I don't know why it's required level 50. Why did I bot to 60 if it was required level 50? I don't really know, but I just remember botting to level 60 Runecrafting in 2008. What if I died during the World 47 mishap where it was Deadman mode? Would I have been one of these 2 accounts that are currently under investigation with their anti-cheating team for use of suspected macro tools? So if I lost basically my entire bank, your 10 most valuable, I don't know if that's actually what happened, if it's the 10 most valuable items, but I'm assuming so. If I lost my 10 most valuable items right now on Old School RuneScape because I botted to level 60 Runecrafting back in 2008, 10 years ago, on the same account that I'm using right now, would I be one of these 2 people who aren't reimbursed like this other guy? That seems quite unfair. So if that is the case, then this is a little bit shady, a little bit unfortunate for these 2 accounts. But if it's like big macro cases and they're basically botting everything, then fuck them, you know, don't give them their shit back. But the one player who isn't suspected of macroing has been reimbursed, and that's the guy we covered over on Twitter. He lost about 40 mil worth of items. So Jagex, on this occasion, didn't follow their policy of not returning anything whatsoever to players who die when it's not really their fault. It's the game's fault, it's Jagex's fault, or it's the developer's fault or whatever. On this occasion, however, we've compensated the player with 12 months of membership for free, so you got 3 years of membership, that's not bad, and a number of old school bonds which would have a resale value equivalent to the wealth lost. So bonds worth up to 40 mil. Let's see how much bonds are going for right now. How much bonds would he have needed to remake 40 mil bond? Old school bond. So they're worth almost 4 mil, so that's, he probably got about between 10 to 15 bonds. That's pretty good. So this guy got a bunch of bonds he can sell in the Grand Exchange, make his money back, buy back whatever he had, because I don't think he was an Iron Man. So he's definitely not an Iron Man, as you can see with the little chat box down here. The symbol's not next to his name. So yeah, he got about 10 to 15, probably like 11 or 12 bonds or whatever. As you can see here, he wasn't given his mining pet back, so he lost his mining pet, which is probably pretty frustrating. They are investigating the return of XP, which would be pretty cool if they could give the guys XP back. This happened to 3 people, but only one of the guys are being reimbursed with their items. Well, not with their items, but with gold or bonds, and they're investigating the return of XP. The reason I'm making the follow-up video here is because in the initial video I kind of bashed on Jagex a little bit for fucking up and, you know, ruining this guy's account basically. Got rid of his most valuable items and he lost XP and stuff. So it's kind of like a bash on Jagex for that, but hey, they've done right by the guy, and I feel like I should make a video about that too. Call them out when they fuck up, call them out when they do the right thing, you know? They've gave the guy his money back, his gold back, and they're investigating the return of XP. Too bad he can't get his pet back. That would be like the cherry on top, you know? It's like, hey man, here's your pet, but it doesn't seem they're going to do that. The comments of the video that I made 2 days ago have a lot of people shitting on Jagex in the comments. Some of it is warranted, some of it maybe not. Most of it doesn't even get past the YouTube comment filter. Like, most of it is like just such hard flame against Jagex that it doesn't even go past the filter. But 90% of the comments here are just like flaming Jagex, you know? But hey, they gave the guy his stuff back. They were like, hey, we fucked up. Here's your stuff back to the guy who got affected, or one of the guys that got affected. So it looks like we can pack up the pitchforks, lads. They gave the guy money to reimburse him for his loss. So now we can go back to playing old school RuneScape and not really worrying about that kind of thing. I can't imagine it's going to happen again. I'm sure the old school team are like, oh shit, we can't let that happen again, and it probably won't. But next time a dead man mode world is changing, head to the crafting guild, bring out your AGS, your D claws, bring out all your spec weapons, and just get ready for people to log in 2 minutes prior to the update happening, to the world changing happening, so you can take all their stuff. Guys, thanks for watching this video. As you can see, I'm in the middle of doing a boss right now, so Bossing for Bank episode 2 should be up this weekend, hopefully. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.